looks like I've hit the right button. That was a bit of a stuff around trying to find the live button, but I think I've got it working. I'm not quite sure if anybody is there. I know it's a long weekend here and people are probably really busy, but I thought I would just pop on and say hello to anybody that is there, because I haven't seen a lot of you for a while or spoken with a lot of you for a while. I've been laying really low and I thought I would just create a card today. I'm just going to jump in, and you can always watch this back later if you join us halfway. So I thought that I would create a card. I wanted to try out these stencils. I've used these stencils before, but this was a new ink palette that I have just tried, and for a green palette I really like it. I think this might be my favourite. So I was playing around with these stamped images, but this is the green, and I thought this was a really good foliage green. And in the box it didn't look all that interesting, but when I stamped it I really liked it. So I want to use this on my background, and I don't know whether I'm going to go floral, girly, or whether I might use this and make it more of a masculine card. So that was my thinking. I really wanted to see how these are going to look, this colour palette. So I've got two stencils. This is the 2 layering piece for the Argyle stencil for Pinkfresh, and then these are just like these Aperture stencils. So I'm wanting, let's get myself sorted here. I'm wanting to create a circle in the middle, somewhere for my focal piece to sit. Okay, let's pop that there. Oops. So I think, is this the first one? Stencil 1, yep. So I want to make sure, if I can, that this circle is centered, more or less. It doesn't need to be perfect. I think that looks all right. I think we can work with that. Let me tape that down just so that's not going to go anywhere. Using up old washi tape. So there is my first tip. Don't let it sit around because it gets really quite tacky and then it doesn't rip really nicely, so use it. Just use it. Okay, so we're going to go with these colours. I know they look really yuck, don't they, in the packet? But let's give it a go. This one or this one? This one might be a little bit too dark. Let's try this one. So I'm hoping that this is going to give me a nice crisp circle in the middle. And I'm not worried that the ink is going onto this area around the outside here, because I'm going to cut that down to fit my card base anyway. So I'm not generally a green person at the best of times. I don't mind mint or teal, but greens generally aren't my vibe. But I really like this one for leaves and foliage and stuff like that. I like the way that it's stamped up. So that's what made me decide to try this colour. So we had a good long weekend. It's been pretty quiet here. I've had both the kids locked in their room because they've had well, what turned out I think just to be colds, but we weren't 100% sure. So we've all been laying low. It's a bit like an olive green, I suppose. Not a bright limey green. A khaki green, maybe. Okay, so that's our first one. Now I'm going to put this other one over the top to give it the plaid look. And I probably should have put a little mark here, but let's just eyeball. I reckon we can do this just by eyeballing it. So we want these crosses to kind of cross in the middle. I think that looks pretty good. If I put this stencil over the top, we'll be able to get a better idea. Yeah, it looks pretty good to me. Should I go with a deeper colour, or should I stick with the same? Maybe I might stick with the same colour. Oh, we'll go a little bit deeper maybe. Let's try one shade up. Let's stick with the same colour. Decisions, decisions. Oops, I think I might put just a little bit more tape up the top there. Okay. It's a bit hard to see where I've been on this one. Okay. I want to make sure that I get around the edges of that circle. Okay, now for the reveal. Let's pull this off too. Careful pulling that off because I want to be able to use that middle part of the circle. There we go. Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool. So that's going to be my card base. I'm going to chop that down. With my dodgy guillotine. These little mini guillotines are back in stock as well for those that are interested. Where are we at? Right, this should give me a better idea now. So I'm going to cut it to 5.5 by 4 1/4, and then I can always, where's the half mark? Oh, there it is. I can always trim it down a little bit more to give it a border if I mat it onto some coloured cardstock. 4¼ there we go. Okay, so that's giving me my card base to work with, my first layer. So my thinking was using these here, maybe. But then I thought maybe we could turn it into a guy card. Let's just stamp these and see what they look like as well. This is quite white. What can I do there? Actually, here's another idea. Let's use, so this piece here has the circle, but it also has the outside piece. So you get both pieces. If I lay this over the top, I'm going to add a little bit of that green ink in the middle, just what's on my brush. I'm not loading up at all, just to take the starkness off of that white. And it looks like there's not much there, but I think you'll be surprised when I take it off. There we go. How's that? I think that's a bit better. So let's pop those back there. I'm going to leave those there while I think about it, but I'm going to stamp these out. And this has a little coordinating die as well. I think these might look good on some craft cardstock. Let me see if I have any scraps of craft. There we go. How's that? It's a bit. That'll work. I reckon we can do something with that. Oh, maybe it is a little bit banged up. We can make it work. It's going to go through the die cutting machine anyway. So the little sentiment on this says, what does it say? Can't even read it. Oh, I can't even see it, sorry. I can't even see what that says. Sorry, I don't have my eyes on. But I'm going to make it as a birthday card anyway, and I don't think it's a birthday sentiment. So let's just carry on. Okay. So I'm not going to colour these. I'm just going to stamp them onto some craft cardstock. I reckon that might work. Because then I could also mat that onto some craft cardstock as well. There we go, that's better. That aside and I'll sort that later. I'm going to cut that down. Two seconds. I'm just going to dry this a little bit because this ink takes a little bit longer to dry. Okay. So it is a little bit bent, but that's okay. That'll straighten out as it goes through the die cutting machine. Okay, they look all right. You could still add a little bit of colour to these actually. Let's have a little look. So what do you reckon? Could have this here. Let me grab my little sentiment boxes. Okay, let's move that so. There are these foiled ones. Oops. Looks a little bit lost at the minute because it has nothing at the back. The matting at the back sometimes grounds it, I think. Not keen on that one. What else have we... Actually, I wonder if this would work. That could work too. What else have we got? I think the white gets a little bit lost. This white sentiment gets a little bit lost on there. Might just go with this one, I think. It's better. What do I go with the flowers? Is there another one of those leaves? Yep, there is. Always come back to the florals, hey? Always, always, always. What do you reckon? Florals? Too many decisions. I should have just decided whether I was going to do the florals or the sneakers beforehand. I've also got orange cardstock. No, don't like the orange. Or do we go with a bit of this, and a bit of this, like that? I feel like something's not quite sitting right for me. I really like those little shoes, so maybe we could put this... Oh no. I think it needs to sit further up into that circle. That's better. I think that line is following that line better. And I think what I might also do as well, I'm going to stick, I think, with this, but I'm going to use the green the green, and I'm also going to die cut out this twice more. I could put foam tape behind it, but I think I'm just going to die cut it so that the thickness is the same the whole way. This one. Let's do another one. Together. Might just then give it a little bit more substance on the page as well. There's no glue. Move some of this out of the way. Maybe it's that sentiment that's not working for me. Let's have another little look. I'm going to die cut one more of those out. I'll be really quick. There we go, that's better. Almost looks like a chipboard piece. Or, yeah, like a cork embellishment. That's better. I think it gives it a little bit more substance on the page. That's not so bad. I think I'm going to stick with that. So I'm going to have to cut this down a little bit so it can fit my card base. So we have, what have we got here? So if I take off 1/8 of an inch on this side, actually 1/8 of an inch off all four sides, There we go. Actually, underneath that still. And I'm just going to pop over and cut this on the big guillotine. So 4 1/4. 5 1/2. That looks better already, just like that. That matting piece at the back just grounds it, just stops your eye from wandering. Oops. Ran off the road. Okay, I think still not sold on this. Really not sold on it. It's okay. I'll just have another quick look through here just to see. Best wishes. Maybe something like that is better if I use that circle to house the whole sentiment and then pop the joggers down the bottom like that. Maybe that's better. What do you reckon? I think that's better. Or this celebrate maybe. Nope, I'm going to go back to that happy birthday after all that. I wonder if I have one that is already foiled in the reverse. Somehow, I don't think I do. God, thanks. Oh, what's this? Maybe this might work. I think I like that. I'm going to go with that. Yep, I'm going to go with this one here. It's a little bit banged up, but I think it's okay. We can work with that. So this sentiment, from looking at it, it's all gold, and I think what I've done is I've actually used leftover foil and just with double-sided tape, the jack paper, stuck the foil and then ripped the foil off. It's not embossed at all. I think I've been using up some foil. Okay. A little bit hard to see on the black. Let's see if I can get a white piece of paper. There we go. I think that's better. I think the black in that works better with the stamped image, the black in the stamped image. And I'm thinking if I leave that flat, or should we pop that on foam tape? No, I'm going to stick that flat and leave this raised. Trying to make sure it is relatively straight. Whoops, just a bit tricky with that Y. There you go. There we go. I'm wondering maybe some stitched lines around here, or maybe not. Could do it in white maybe rather than black. I think black might be a little bit heavy, or maybe not. What do you reckon? Should we give it? Oh look, let's just do it. What do you reckon? It's just paper, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It doesn't matter. I could use this as a guideline, but I'm not. I'm going to go rogue. So I'm just going in the inside of that circle there. Sorry if you're seeing my grey hair. There we go. Let's have a look. Actually, I think that's better. What do you reckon? I was going to put Nuvo drops on it, but I don't think it needs anything. You could, if you wanted to, come back if you wanted to tizzy it right up and put some gemstones in the middle of all of those. Probably don't need to for a blokey card. But there you go, that's not so bad. And I actually really like this ink colour. I may have said that once or twice before. Okay. Thanks for joining me, those that did join me. I just, like I said, wanted to pop in and say a quick hello because I have been laying really low. I am hoping to get some classes up and running soon. We still have our card class to do, but I will let you know. I'll be in contact hopefully by the end of this week. Take care, everybody. Bye.